What a conference it's been, and what a step forward, coming together as a region with our partners to shape the future. Thank you, Newcastle University, for hosting this with us. Thank you to all our speakers, Minister Anne-Marie Trevelyan, our partners in Northumbria University, our local authorities, Siemens, Nissan, British Volt, Ashton, Northumbria Water, Power to Change, P&G, Newcastle Net Zero, NICO, and everyone in our Citizens Assembly, and to the North of Tyne staff team. Because this is about partnership. After the year we've just had, the 16 months, I think we need some good news. Of course, we're all a bit more Zoom savvy now, but even things like giving a speech aren't the same as being in the room with you all. You know, we don't hear the murmurs of agreement, and of course, we don't get the same applause. So if I could just direct you all to the reactions button ready for the end of my speech. Cooperation is what makes humans special. Just look at the vaccine rollout, the way we went from research and development into production, into the public sector, getting jabs into people's arms. But it also shows how vulnerable our economy is, how our lives are when nature is disrupted and our environment becomes malevolent. I was elected 2 years ago. We were a brand new organisation. I walked into our office in the Cobalt Business Park and the journalists and camera crew outnumbered the staff. I turned to the cameras and I said, we are facing a climate emergency. And we still are. Aspirations about a cleaner economy don't cut it. Roadmaps, plans, long-term targets, all very good. But let's face the truth. When I declared that climate emergency 2 years ago, the Earth's atmosphere had 414 parts per million of carbon dioxide. Today, it's 419 parts per million. In order to prevent catastrophic climate damage and keep within the Paris Agreement target of 1.5 degrees of global heating, the levels have to be kept below 430 parts per million. And at the current rate, we're going to break that limit in just 2 years. My kids are 13 and 15. Unless we fix this, they're going to grow up in a world of failed crops, climate refugees, failed states and collapsed economies. But climate breakdown is not the only emergency we face. I no longer own a car. I cycle to meetings. I have solar panels on my roof. But that's not an option for everyone. If you live in a suburb with no metro and expensive buses, and you have to drop your kids off at school before heading off for your first of 2 minimum wage part-time jobs, you're not going to be thinking about buying a Tesla. You're going to be worried about putting food on the table. The drag of poverty is as urgent as the climate crisis, and it causes long-term scarring to our whole society. It's two sides of the same coin. COVID and the climate crisis has caused us to rethink how our economy works. It can no longer be about rising share prices or housing bubbles. It has to be about a secure future for everyone. And that's how we take people with us. We build a zero carbon, zero poverty northeast. And we're working on that every single day. The North of Tyne Citizens Assembly on Climate Change has produced its recommendations. That's a representative sample of our citizens, from young students in the city to farmers in Northumberland, and we'll be launching that report in the next few weeks and outlining our investment at our next cabinet meeting. That's democracy in action. Our Space Hive crowdfunder directly funds community groups to green their places and tackle food poverty. Have a look on our website and tell your friends about it. It's open to everyone, because there's so much to be done to be making our future sustainable, environmentally, socially and economically. The North of Tyne Good Work Pledge underpins all the jobs we're creating. It values the good employees in our region because they value the people who do the work. It guarantees secure employment, a decent wage, proper representation, and a ladder to boost the skills that turn a job into a career. Our Devolved Skills programme is giving everyone a chance, from sharpening basic skills for those who missed out when they were younger, or teaching English to those fleeing persecution and starting a new life here. We fund vocational skills like getting an HGV licence or technical skills that can lead to high-paying jobs. And we've put £2 million aside for those in high carbon industries to retrain in clean energy and the jobs of the future. And of course, our collaboration with our school teachers to enable them to become UN accredited climate change teachers, so our kids grow up equipped for the future. And that future has to be about well-being. That's why we've pushed ahead with defining how we should embed health, happiness, equality and sustainability into every objective. It means redesigning our transport system so we're not sitting in cars belching fumes. Fast, efficient, affordable public transport is our future, and our regional transport plan points the way, including making walking and cycling safer. I'd like to see a world where anyone can ride a bike to a station, park it securely, get on a bus, transfer that ticket to the new Northumberland line we're reopening, get off at the other end and at a good wage in the British Volt Gigafactory in Blythe, making the batteries that will decarbonise our goods vehicle fleet. And while we're on transport, we need better connections into and out of our region. We're in a crazy situation where the East Coast Main Line is so constrained by its Victorian infrastructure that we can't benefit from HS2 or Northern Powerhouse Rail until we get the funding to reopen the Leamside line. And I made that point again to the Secretary of State just this Monday. You know what he said? He said, "Jamie, you're nothing if not consistent. You make that point every time we speak." Well, good, because it's been too long since people listened to our region, and I'm going to keep fighting our corner. We need a bit of vision. We need to build affordable homes with the highest eco standards and not wait for the government to get its act in order. New homes must be sustainable homes that are already insulated with heat pumps and solar panels that won't need retrofitting in a few years' time. We've got a stunningly beautiful region with rich heritage. Well, these rural assets can improve our quality of life and boost our economy, as well as improving biodiversity and carbon sequestration. We should be rewilding our upland peatlands and making a sustainable business model out of it. It's fantastic to see our partners across the region bringing forward proposals for community forests. And of course, we need to decarbonise our energy. We're investing 25 million in our offshore wind and subsea sector, partnering with the Catapult, improving infrastructure like stronger cranes to handle the bigger turbines, and funding high-tech solutions like digital technology with sensors, cable arrays and digital twins to reduce the cost of installing offshore wind. And we're investing in mine water heating to turn our high carbon past into a low carbon future. And we're investing into the old Swan Hunters Yard to bring it back into productive use. And I really look forward to that photo op, shaking the hands of the engineers working on that site again. But we need central government to match our energy and ambition. When the UK government licenses operators to install wind farms in Britain's waters like the Dogger Bank, it must enforce the local content requirements so that these turbines get built here. Doesn't break any treaties. If they simply factor in the economic impact assessments, then we'll see the Tyne bustling with the activity and powering the world yet again. Because investment requires money. Too many of our brightest and best have innovative ideas but can't raise the capital to get them off the ground. That's why our Green New Deal directly funds the investments into solar capacity and energy efficiency. This £18 million fund will create hundreds of jobs, save our partners, public and private, on their energy bills and reduce fuel poverty. We're working with the National Innovation Centre for Data as part of a £10 million boost to the growth of the digital startups and investing £5 million with the National Innovation Centre for Ageing to boost startups in technology to keep us healthy lifelong. And I don't even know what those products are going to be. That's the point. You know, how many of us even had thought of a Fitbit when we were at school? And we need to back this with a regional wealth fund so that businesses in the northeast get the same access to capital and expert support that businesses in the south of England and other advanced economies get. Because I know we can deliver this. We're a new set of regional collaborations. We're a new combined authority. And we have one major target for government. Create 10,000 jobs over 30 years. And only 2 years in, we should have 700 jobs in the pipeline. The actual number? 4,196 jobs in just 2 years, and another 2,655 jobs safeguarded through the pandemic. We're smashing our target by a factor of 6, and every one of those jobs pays income tax and national insurance to Treasury, more than covering the cost of the investment in the north of Tyne. Now, not everyone is going to be building electric vehicles or wind turbines. People will still work in our services, our arts and culture, our hospitality, which is why we've brought firms here that are exporting over the internet. Firms like Verisure and Explore, creating good jobs and careers. In fact, some of the people who've started at Verisure have already been promoted. We're investing £3 million into our creative sector and millions more into our festivals programmes, developing homegrown festivals that not only increase domestic tourism, but create year-round jobs here and give our region a buzz. We've already established an impressive track record, and I know that the ministers see that. Creating jobs, but also our speed and efficiency. When we were setting up the Advanced Circular Economy project, Rona from P&G came to see me, and she was really upfront. She told me her colleagues had said, don't waste your time. Nothing will happen for years if you talk to a branch of government. Well, within months, we had the Advanced Circular Economy Hub up and running, creating high-tech jobs, developing domestic cleaning products that use less heat and less water. We only got our Brownfield Housing Fund in July last year. Well, we had spades in the ground by Christmas. Whitehall can only dream of being as agile as we are. And in our AGM this month, we showed that our running costs came in £599,000 under budget. So government should listen to us. We haven't just talked the talk, we've walked the walk. Last autumn, we came together as a region, all 7 local authorities, the Local Enterprise Partnership, our universities, our business organisations. And we submitted our connectivity blueprint and our recovery plan as part of the comprehensive spending review. This plan will create 55,000 high-quality green jobs across the North East, and the taxes alone from those jobs will repay the investment we're asking of government. That plan is still on the table, including £500 million in the Intra-City Transport Fund. We need to unite as a region and come together into a single mayoral combined authority and create those 55,000 high-quality jobs. Because talk of levelling up won't make levelling up happen. The North East invented the electric light bulb. We invented powered passenger transport, the railways. We invented renewable energy with hydroelectricity. But we've also lost our industry, our coal mines, our shipbuilding, our steelworks. In 1981, the North East GDP per capita was 93% of the national average. And it fell through the Thatcher years, it fell through the Blair years, it fell through the coalition. And pre-COVID, it was just 73% of GDP per capita. In the same time period, there have been 51 initiatives set up by Whitehall to stimulate local growth. Not one of them has reversed that decline. Now, I've had enough of hard luck stories. The North is left behind, we don't get the investment. It's true. But it's our job as Northern leaders to fix that. Together, we must make government understand what levelling up really means. Our Green New Deal, our offshore wind investment, our future mobility, our national innovation centres, our skills investment, our reopening of the Northumberland line. I want to create those 55,000 jobs here. They pay for themselves and they won't cost the earth. There's room for everyone in the tent. I'm determined we're going to take everybody with us. We're going to rise like a phoenix and create a zero carbon, zero poverty North East.